Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another amazing review of an amazing product. I'm Ari. I am coming from DC. I have my co-host Foti Stamos up in Boston. And not only is Foti up in Boston, but Foti holds all the knowledge of an amazing product that we're going to review today. I do not know anything about this product. I am very excited to learn about this. But before I say any more, let me introduce you to Foti Stamos, and he will tell you all about the product and what it means. And I, just like you, am ready to learn and listen and experience something that I'm very excited about. So welcome, Foti Stamos. What's up, man?
Yeah, so Ari, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
So what are we talking
so
about?
warm and heartfelt.
Yes.
So we're very excited as always whenever we get a new product. You know, we're always constantly working hard, spending hours and endless hours, I should say, working with all of our suppliers, trying to source and find the next best product.
Yes.
And we're excited to release from our friends over in Atiki, the family that owns the Mylonas winery in Atiki. We've had Samati Mylonas with us previously. You can check him out. We've had a webinar with him and some different product reviews. But
check out the notes
yeah,
on this video, and you will see links to that. So go ahead.
What I'm excited about is that in our previous podcasts, webinars, interviews, the topic of natural wines has been coming up more frequently.
Yes.
And we're really getting into it, and we're getting serious about this because we went from drinking because we enjoy it to now drinking
because we need it,
being more conscious about our decision making, because we're realizing that we should pay attention to what we're drinking. And a lot of products that we're drinking are often enough, broken down with so many bad things.
Yeah.
A lot of synthetics, a lot of chemicals, a lot of additives. So there's a huge movement. A lot of winemakers, specifically in the industry, are really spending a lot of time and money reinventing what they're doing. And I use the word loosely, reinvented, because they're not really reinventing. This has been done, as normal practice ages ago. And what I'm talking about is making wine naturally. And making wine naturally is basically from the farming to the bottling. There's very minimal intervention involved. They let the grapes grow naturally, let nature take its course, bring those grapes back to the facility, press the grapes, let them ferment, and then pay attention to what's happening, tweak things a little bit naturally, and then bottle it. And there you go. So what we're talking about today is an extension of our discussions with orange wine. So the Mylonas winery has released their orange wine from the grape called Savatiano. And little briefly, for those that might have not seen our orange wine discussion, orange wine is basically wine that's been made with white grapes. And the difference is that it's got skin contact. And what does that mean? When they when they press the grapes and they ferment the wine, the juice, they leave the skins in. And what does that mean? Basically, the skins left in the juice, they pretty much change the look, the feel, and the textures of the wine. So there's an extraction happening during fermentation that is being pulled from the skins. So natural wines, orange wines, have a little different look to them because they're unfiltered. This is an unfiltered wine. It has a different color. It has different textures and has different flavors than your traditional white wine production. Yes. Right? We had a previous discussion in some of our clips about, natural wines are unfiltered and that modern wines are filtered. And how are they filtered? With all these different agents. We talked about vegan wines, not to get too deep into this conversation because we want to talk about the new Mylonas orange wine, skin contact wine, is that white wines get filtered with animal byproducts, so they become crystal clear. So there was a
So
time,
they're not technically vegan in a sense, right?
because
Even
they're
though,
using, yeah, they're
yeah, a
using
lot of
animal
people think
protein.
wines are obviously vegan because they're grapes,
They're
but
grapes.
the animal byproducts kind of cancel that out.
Right. So filtering didn't happen, until, in the modern times of winemaking. And why? Because there came to a point where, from a selling point, it was about aesthetics and how can they make white wine look clear, crisp, as a selling point. So they came up with these tactics and strategies to clarify wine with filtering.
But why? I mean,
Well,
they're acting like wines are like diamonds, like they want pure clarity. Like, why can't a white wine be cloudy? Like, why can't it just be natural? Why did that whole thing come about that they need to be clear, like crystal clear, you know, blah blah blah.
somebody came up with an idea and thought it was great, and it worked.
I don't like that guy.
Well, so we're going back. You know what's funny, Ari? We're going back to the way things used to be, into the cycle. So uh, we think that as time goes on, we progress and we become more um, aware and smarter. But you know what? I think that they were smarter back then, but we had no idea until now, that we kind of think back like, wait a minute, they knew something back then.
I kind of feel like it's all about some sort of like marketing gimmick where they're like, you know what? It would probably be like easier to market this like white wine because it's so clear and so crystal, whatever. So we're going to do this. And they
Yeah.
just didn't allow it to be itself. It's
Right.
always some next level marketing that like kind of changes things where they should have just left it alone.
Yes. Well, the thing is that this is for us, it's exciting that we're seeing these new approaches to winemaking. New meaning, today's winemaking. It's not new in general, but new approaches. Um, Mylonas, which is situated in the central part of Greece in Attiki. Attiki is a very vast area that has tons and tons of acreage of wine grape production. The common grape that grows in Attiki is called Savatiano.
Mm-hmm.
Savatiano is a white grape that's been around forever, and they've been responsible for making a lot of Retsina over the centuries. That's the grape that was used to make Retsina in the central parts of Greece. But Savatiano, over time, was considered bulk grape production, makes cheap wine, easy to drink, inexpensive, and so on and so on. But Savatiano as a grape has a lot to offer other than just that. And thanks to the Mylonas family, they've actually elevated, in my opinion, the reputation of Savatiano.
Mm-hmm.
So they make a lot of different wines. As you know, as you check out our different pages, you can see what else they make.
Yeah.
But they released what's called the Naked Truth, which is their latest release. It's their skin contact Savatiano. It's white wine. Uh, but the difference between the regular Savatiano and this is that, one, it's unfiltered,
Mm-hmm.
meaning there's no animal byproduct in here.
Yeah.
And they leave the skins in during fermentation for about 20 days. So what does that mean? When you leave the skins in, that color transforms into a darker, richer look. So it's not your crystal clear white wine.
Yes.
So it might set you off, right? So um,
But it shouldn't set you off.
it
It,
shouldn't set you off. You
you've all been conditioned to be put off, and you should not be. We're
so
here to
what?
disrupt the system.
Yes. So what to look for in this particular wine and any other skin contact white wine? So here's the thing, Ari. I like to use skin contact white wine versus orange wine. For some reason, orange wine sets off a misleading connotation of what we're talking about. When you talk to any average, and I'm going to use the word, respectfully, average wine drinker, when you say orange wine, they look at you like, what are you talking about? You can't make wine from oranges. So to avoid this, unnecessary situation, I've been starting to use the word skin contact white wine. There's a lot of words, but when you say, oh, skin contact, what do you mean
That
by
that
that?
sounds like an X-rated white wine.
Right, there you go. Hence why it's the naked truth.
Hey,
Hey,
perfect.
right? So what to look for in these wines. What makes them so intriguing is that these wines are produced in a way that they bring on a whole different dynamic. They have more in. I'm not going to use the word inviting because a lot of wines have inviting aromas,
Hmm.
but they have a lot of interesting aromas. Then it's followed by these very deep, rich flavors for white wine, and they're very ripe. So for me, what ripe flavors are, it's almost like when you have a fruit where it's almost passing its peak of ripeness. They're just
Yeah.
overly overly sweet, not like dessert sweet, but there's a lot of richness. So with orange wines or skin contact wines, there's a lot of flavor.
Hmm.
And texture wise, because the skins are left in there, just chemically as skins are left in fermentation, again, they're extracting color, they're extracting tannins. There are still tannins in white skins, and it's creating like a lot of this like textural element. There's a lot of grippy sensation. So
Yeah.
it's there's a lot going on, but still maintain the fact that it's a white wine, right? So every sip is very intriguing. Flavors and textures stay on your palate a lot longer, whereas traditional white wine today are very simple and they're here now and gone later, gone pretty fast. Like white wines today have this very cute and simple approach. You have them, they're fresh and they're crisp, and then it falls off, and then you want another sip. With skin contact white wines, they just linger with you. The flavors and the textures linger on your palate.
Okay. So that's a very good explanation. So do me a favor. If you've never had an orange wine, you're a complete novice. What do you expect from this wine?
We expect depth, richness, and lots of flavor.
Do you expect uh novices, people who've never had it,
Oh,
to like instantly like it? Is it something that they grow into? Is it
yeah,
something that they have to like kind of?
I that's a good point, Ari. So whoever's watching this, we're not guaranteeing that you're gonna fall in love and say, "Wow, this is an epiphany." It might be though. You never know. It
Yeah, it
might be.
might be. It might be
Might
depending
be.
on your taste.
But I just want everyone to drink this with an open palate. Like, just give this time and don't judge it based on whatever else you're drinking or what you enjoy drinking. But as you give it time and you understand why this wine is like this, psychologically, I think this grows on people pretty quickly.
Well, let me say this, Foti. I actually have not tasted the Mylonas Naked Truth, but I have had orange wine after talking to you about it, after you gave me your pretty much what you just said to the audience. Um, so I went into it not knowing, but I also went into it kind of like knowing all the things that you described, that it has this like kind of distinct flavor, this kind of like it hangs on to your palate. And if I went in with a very positive attitude, that like knowing what it's going to be, I'm going in with that mindset, and I really liked it the very first time.
And there's
Maybe if you didn't explain it to me, I had no idea. Somebody's just like, hey, here's a glass of wine. Maybe I would have been like kind of put off because I wasn't expecting it. But if you are expecting it as a novice, not as a somebody who knows this stuff, but as a novice, go into it with that frame of mind, with everything that Foti explained. Go into it with that, and I really think you are going to have a
well,
very good experience.
let me give you a couple more points why you should drink wine from the Mylonas winery. Besides the fact this is delicious and it's very unique, is also We were talking about earlier on in this segment, we're all about drinking responsibly, meaning
Yes.
that, we always tend to source products from wineries that are responsible to the environment, right?
Mhm.
So the
Very
Mylonas
important.
winery practices sustainability, organic
Bravo.
farming. So what does that mean for us? That means that what is going into that bottle is cleaner in the sense that um, it's made without the conventional um, additives, synthetics. We go to this word again, chemicals that other mass-produced wines are.
Yes.
So this is better for you in that sense.
And it's better for the environment.
Correct.
So you have to think of it, what goes into the bottle goes into you. Do you care what goes into you? Yes, you do. And if you don't, uh, check your brain a little bit, because you should very much care about what goes into you.
Correct.
So always care about what goes into the product that you are putting into your body. And this is, as Foti explained, something that is, what goes into that bottle is much better to go into your body than a lot of the other products out there. And that is very important to me.
Well said, Ari. So we gave you the rundown on these delicious Savatiano skin contact from Mylonas called Naked Truth. It's available on our platform.
Yes.
You can find it on Greekazon and Greek Wine Club.
Greekazon.com app, website, Greek Wine Club, greekwineclub.co, app and website. It's there. It is amazing. I haven't tried it, but you know what? I trust Foti enough to know that this is a product that you should try. I've had orange wine. I really, really do love it. Uh, and trust me, I'm not one of those like sophisticated palate guys that's going to be like, well, I like orange wine because I know all. I like it. I drink wine. I enjoy wine. I tried that orange wine. Knowing what Foti explained about it, just have that knowledge in your head. Don't expect too many things of what you already know. Just have an open mind of what is coming, and I guarantee you will enjoy it.
Well, there you have it, Ari. Well said. You need to have an orange wine party.
I do.
That's
that, that's actually that's on my agenda now. It just got on my agenda. We're having an orange wine party. You know what? I have a lot of neighbors here in the suburbs. They love wine. We always get together, whatever. You know what? If I say orange wine party, we're gonna have a great
it.
turnout, and we're gonna promote it. And I guarantee all these people probably haven't had it.
I
They're just
guarantee you that there's a good percentage that haven't had it. And I
right.
love to be proven wrong.
And I bet you anything that before they touch that orange wine to their lips, I'm going to tell them exactly what you said. And I guarantee you everybody's going to have a great time and they're going to enjoy it very much.
Make sure you record it, okay? Well, there you go, Ari.
And yeah, so as always, we appreciate everybody watching these segments. We want to teach everybody, more about what they are ingesting into their bodies, more of what they they enjoy. Everybody enjoys wine, but why not enjoy wine that's also better for you as a person, drinking this product, and for the environment? I mean, what else is more important nowadays as these things? Your health, the environment, sustainability. Uh, these are important things. We are trying to bring these products to all of you. Orange wine, Mylonas Naked Truth. These are examples of exactly exactly
great
what we're
wine.
promoting. And Foti explains it so well. He knows this stuff in and out. Trust his opinion. And I always trust his opinion. It's perfect. And you guys will enjoy this. So thank you so much for watching. Foti, thank you for explaining.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. I think I drank all my wine, so I can't cheers you.
Okay.
So fight the power. But thanks everybody out there for watching. Foti, thank you so much for the information, and we will see you next time. These Mylonas, Naked Truth, and others are available. Greekazon.com, GreekWineClub.co, app, website. Check it out, and we'll see you next time.